All right. Should we do some Christmas carols while we wait? No, this is
No.
not time.
You don't want to hear
We're
anything.
live.
Not yet.
Hello, guys. Thank you for being there. Got Dave Dewson and Graham who's joining me tonight. So we've got loads to talk through. I've got lots of videos lined up. Got loads of subject matter to do with Tesla, obviously, because that's all we all think about. So yeah, how are you, gents? You all right?
Yeah, good.
Excellent. Yeah, really good.
Just have to give a flashing light alert for my coat.
That is cracking. I need to get a close up of your coat. Oh, take you away. There you are.
Okay.
You've got some.
Oh my word! Yeah.
No,
We've had to adjust all the cameras for this, haven't we, Graham?
Yeah. What have you got going on, Dave? You've got a nice black bauble behind you that looks pretty special.
I have got a nice. See this black bauble here.
Yeah.
This was given to me by a very, very special person. Very, very special.
Nice.
It was given to me by Optimus last weekend.
Oh,
It was.
wow.
Yeah.
Lovely, isn't it?
He actually,
Yeah.
handed it to
Literally
you.
Handed it to me. Yes.
In your video, you said it was a Lucky Magic 8 ball.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, you thought it was.
Yeah. And then
It was turned around it's in a little box. It was turned around, so it just looked like a ball in a box.
Yeah.
But
But
then we realised
it was only given to special people, though. So everyone got some popcorn, and I asked for a refill because it gave me the popcorn. It was only a third full at the bottom. I'm like, I'm going to need more popcorn from you.
Give me a bit more.
And then give me a free Christmas bauble as well. So yeah, very
Amazing.
yeah.
It's
It's nice to see you on the side here. We've got some questions coming in already. I'll pop them down there just nicely. If you've got any questions for Dave or Graham, then obviously write them in the chat. And at the end, or towards the end, or maybe in the middle, who knows? It's going to be crazy. We can ask the questions. Okay. So let's start, shall we, with today's news. I say it's today's news, but it's actually old news already because this was spotted today. It's a Cybercab, obviously, and you might notice something on the left-hand side there. It's definitely got a steering wheel, but we've sort of seen these before, though, haven't we? We know they've got some production. Some prototype versions. Well, not even prototypes. What are they by now, Dave? What would you call them?
There might be alphas. Alpha.
Production
cars,
ready?
Could be,
Yeah.
Production ready test vehicles.
But you see, this caught my eye.
Start of production. SOP. Start of production cars.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what caught my eye today. The great Farzad says, "Lord have mercy, for the hell I'm going to rain down on the people who have slighted me." I think he said it like that. That's the way I heard it.
It comes out like that, doesn't it?
It does come out like that. This is so fun for me because I really hope he's right. I flipping love a Cybercab with a steering wheel.
Yeah,
I think it would be brilliant, but I don't think they're going to do it for a multitude of reasons. But yeah, I mean, if good grief, I mean, if they do, I think Farzad might actually get on a plane and come and get me. And a few other people that disagree. I'm getting slightly alarmed here.
Yeah,
maybe it's not
just for the. It's the uniqueness of being you driving the Cybercab. And normally you'd just be driven in it, but in this case you actually get to drive it with a steering wheel.
Well, yes.
Look at that. I mean, why? I mean, look, it's like the ultimate little two-door coupe, though, isn't it? Why would you not want to drive that? That's the thing. Why
I would buy one.
There's a big difference between wanting to drive one and wanting to buy one, and Tesla's master plan for racing towards an autonomous future.
Yeah.
If they know that autonomy is the future, Elon's given us so many clues over the years. He's long claimed that a fully autonomous car is several times more valuable than a non-autonomous car due to its potential as a robo-taxi. He said that non-autonomous vehicles will become obsolete, comparing them to riding a horse while using a flip phone. Why would he make this futuristic car have a steering wheel and be manually monkey controlled? And he's also said Tesla autonomous driving might spread faster than any technology ever. And with all these puzzle pieces coming together let me just take this away from the screen. Obviously, FSD at the moment is spreading out through the world, not in the UK, of course, but everywhere else it is. It's working better than ever. We're seeing Grok integration where people are just talking to their cars now and it's taking them on a flipping grand tour of wherever they are. Zach and Jesse's video I saw yesterday, they're in their Cybertruck in the snow and they're just being driven around speaking to Grok, telling Grok what to do, and it's giving them a tour, taking them to a certain destination, stopping off at a pharmacy, going to a 5-star restaurant that Grok recommends whilst being driven around in the car. This is the future. It's not a manually driven car. That's my speech over. But it's not to say I don't flipping want one. It's amazing. Of course I'd want one.
I mean, but it's a 3-door coupe. It's like a sports coupe, 3-door sports coupe with Lambo doors. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't you want
the
that?
opportunity? Come on. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be good if there's just a little flap you open up on the dashboard and you can stick the steering wheel left or right and you can clip in some little pedals and away you go. I mean,
I should have got a little clip ready of Demolition Man, shouldn't I, for that the car that was actually built by General Motors, the car in Demolition Man.
It was, isn't it?
Is
that the airbag that fills the car with foam, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
When the airbag goes off, it's not an airbag. It just fills the car with foam and you have to break your way out of it. Super safe.
Because there's like 3 films that are like that. So one of them was iRobot and they used Audis, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the other one was Minority Report, and they used Lexus. But the Minority Report, like the factory in that, it was like chucking out Lexuses every many seconds, weren't they? And that was like a little glimpse into the future of manufacturing by the looks of it. But in all of those, each had a steering wheel that you could pop out and put away, depending on whether you want to drive it or be driven.
Yeah. Don't you feel this sort of sea of change though or I'm going to say tsunami of changes coming. I just sort of feel that autonomy is it's just going to rapidly change what we think it is to be a car. And then the idea of car ownership where you can buy just an autonomous vehicle, you will be able to buy this Cybercab as your autonomous transportation and just tell it where to go. We're seeing that with the Grok sort of integration. We're getting glimpses into the future. It's getting rid of this idea that, we're just so used to driving our cars and that's how they need to, be propelled. I don't know, so exciting.
The criticism that I hear a lot is that but I like to drive my car. And it's like, well, I like to drive cars. I love cars. They're great. They're fantastic. What I don't want to do is drive it when it's sitting in the traffic on the motorway, crawling along, like if you're in the largest car park in the UK, that's the M25, by the way, for those who don't know. You're just crawling along in busy traffic, and that's not fun. That's not driving. A beautiful end ribbon of tarmac through Wales is fabulous, and that's the kind of driving that I want to do manually.
Absolutely. There's nothing more I want at the moment than to commute to work on the M25, possibly in like the busiest part on that kind of westbound side, and north down to west. In rush hour, and it's just the most horrid heaving people doing stupid stuff on the motorway.
Yes, your account of the other week was hideous.
I know.
And imagine ignoring all of that because you don't need to pay attention to it anymore, and then you're in a more peaceful place. But the thing, something I keep thinking about, and I have done ever since. I remember having it's when I interviewed Zach and Jesse. I don't know when it was from now, it was ages ago. But, Jesse was sort of, really going off a bit, going off on one, if you like, about the lie we've been told that, your car is everything, you need the red shiny car. It's part of you. It's part of your life, blah, blah, blah. And, his rant really was just an explanation of we've all been told this lie that we think the car is such an important attachment to us. And how much we enjoy it and stuff like that. But really, if you pay attention to the amount, and as I have been doing since that conversation, really, every time I go out in the car, I'm thinking, am I enjoying this? What bits am I enjoying? And those enjoyment bits are flipping tiny. And to be quite honest, I mean, even driving to Switzerland, I didn't really enjoy the drive. It wasn't great. The only time I've enjoyed driving in the past couple of years is our trip to Scotland when I went up there with Doug, Greg, and Matt. And we actually drove the cars on proper, windy ribbon roads. That's only time I've loved driving the car. And I'm just noticing it. And I'm thinking, I can't wait to get in the car and go for a drive down to London. And then I just pretty much hate the drive. And I stick on autopilot at any opportunity. But I think, my goodness, if this was full self-driving, there is no doubt I would have FSD on. as I'm watching all this footage of everyone else around the world just get in their car and be chauffeured around. It's insane.
I can't. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. Can't wait to get it. I'll still enjoy driving manually, but it will become a pleasurable thing to do when I don't have to, when I'm not dealing with traffic and you know, whatever it is. It's hideous. And of course, this time of year you get hideously impatient driving as well. So I could feel the Christmas pressures building. Like this afternoon we were out going somewhere in the car, and it was awful. Everybody was in such a hurry.
This week there's probably been one crash every day on the M25, and I got stuck for about 2.5 hours in one. It's just, you know, but like you said, this time of year it's the worst as well. And there was a particularly nasty crash earlier in the week, which involved a Tesla. And they closed 3 lanes out with a 4 on the M25, so we all funneled into one lane. And the guy was still alive, but being tended to in the Tesla. It was obviously involved in a very, very nasty crash. But the car was intact, you know, it hadn't concertinaed or anything like that. So it and all airbags had gone off, so it protected him well. So hopefully he's making a speedy recovery and ordering another Tesla.
Yeah. Wow. We'll get to a Tesla crash again in a minute.
It's the thing you don't want to find out, isn't it? How safe it is. But they are.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's go there right now and just crazily mess up my my sort of running order. Will. No, it's all right. While we're on the subject, let me bring this up and we'll listen to what he's got to say as well.
I just don't think that will pass the test that it needs to pass. And furthermore, what kind of tests? More like crash tests, pedestrian safety, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Stuff like that.
So there we go. Tesla writes EV pickup trucks with an IIHS top safety pick plus a NHTSA 5-star safety rating. And there's the full list of the electric trucks on that list with both of these safety picks. Just the Cybertruck. So so this is a really big deal because the Cybertruck is the only pickup truck to earn both the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and the NHTSA 5-star overall rating, outperforming rivals like the Rivian R1T and the Ford F-150 Lightning, the now discontinued Ford F-150 Lightning, which I covered in a video this week. That's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? Well, no, not really. This counters this crash safety of the Cybertruck, though. It does counter years of pre-launch skepticism about its radical stainless steel design being unsafe. So, you know, what are your thoughts of this? Is it safe enough after all to be on European and UK roads?
It's funny because it's this in the industry that I was in like in the last 4 years. The negativity that came across from the engineering team about the design of the Cybertruck and how that'll never be any good. Blah, blah, blah. You don't want to be any of these trucks. You know, especially the 150, 250, 350. They're huge things. It's like running into a 6-foot wall of steel.
What specifically is it? Are they bad about with crashes though? Those Fords and other trucks.
Well, they're a chassis underneath with a body on it. Yeah, literally a body on top of a chassis. So the chassis is rigid and hard and does not move. Whereas the Cybertruck has crumple zones and everything that you get in cars is built into it. It's a structure that's designed to collapse. It's a structure that will collapse when it needs to. So the only thing with it is that obviously being the shape of a triangle, it has these hard solid edges, and I think that's the only thing that's really stopping it in Europe right now. Is you've seen the one trying to get through approvals, Switzerland or somewhere, was it?
Yeah,
and they've got rubber strips around all the edges because it wouldn't pack, and it wouldn't pass individual vehicle approval in the UK because they go around with a corner like an edge, and they check edges. Any sharp edges aren't allowed. So,
but you know, prevention is sort of
indeed
the best way forward, isn't it? And with the Cybertruck's technology, not hitting you in the first place is far better than being hit at all by any old truck without any sort of AEB or safety kit or cross traffic avoidance, all that stuff. So, high hopes that the Cybertruck's going to, continue to just show that it's going to avoid accidents more than anything else. And just to quickly mention about the Ford F-150 and the 250s, 350, when you see them up close, I mean, good grief, the bonnets, are so high. They're like flipping 5 foot, 6 foot tall. I'd sooner get hit by a Cybertruck because at least, when I'm standing next to it, they're sort of waist height before it starts going up. So, if you get hit, you just sort of go, whoop, maybe.
You're highly
better than a barn door,
Yeah, you're highly unlikely to get hit by it. Is I believe where it's coming from, because it's so the whole the vision-based 360 camera view system that they're using to detect pedestrians around the vehicle is far better than the others, where you've got multiple sensors and you get contention between sensors. That's it. That's going to cause a problem.
So why is it that
sorry, I'm trying to get back to that first layout. How the hell you
click all the buttons? Well, click them.
I did it earlier, didn't I? I removed someone, put them back on stage. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, really dizzy. It's like playing with that new arrow on the app that points to your car on the. I got really dizzy doing that. It's going round and round and round in circles.
Right. Well, look, we're going to have to stay in this configuration. There's no other way. Sorry about that.
What were you going to say, Greg?
I was going to say, why are trucks and in the UK as well, but obviously not as large as the ones in America, but why are they getting higher and higher? I never really understood that. I mean, because when you look at like a big van, they're kind of at van height now, aren't they? Even in the UK. And I didn't understand why they have that kind of height to them, because they never used to be like that. I remember the old
the Caddy, Caddy pickup.
Sierra pickups, P100s or whatever they were. They're all based on cars before, the Subaru ones and so on and so forth. But suddenly they've become these huge.
Well, even back to the mini pickup. You could buy the original mini pickup. It wasn't a Clubman. You could buy the Clubman estate, couldn't you?
Yeah, my dad had the original mini Clubman with the wood bit at the back as well.
Yeah, a friend of mine had one. It was his first car.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Can I just ask a quick question? Is one of you touching your microphone? Because I can hear boom, boom, boom. Is that you, Graham?
Yeah.
Right. All right. I just ask it. Yeah. Just I can hear some rumbling in the background. But that's fine. Let's move on, because we were on the Cybercab, weren't we?
Yeah.
We weren't talking about this, but then I just love any excuse to play this clip because I think it's flipping awesome. Because of course he's going to turn into Optimus, which me and Dave have just been down to London to meet Optimus. I'm still processing just being right in front of Optimus and seeing his there we are.
Yay!
Just seeing what he was doing, but I also stumbled across this the other day again. This was at the shareholders meeting, and just the difference between the Optimus we saw serving as popcorn, which was impressive, obviously in teleoperation mode. But watching this, I mean, that's some flexibility there, isn't it? That's so a level up to me.
I've been thinking about this all week. I just can't stop thinking about this.
Me too.
A number of things. So because there were some comments about it's really slow at serving popcorn. Why is it so slow? It's an older generation of Optimus, but also because it's in a public setting, they may have its current limits turned down, so it can't move quickly. In order to move actuators really quickly, you need a lot of current to push the thing really fast. But they may not want it to move that fast. So for health and safety, they've slowed everything down. They've turned all the current limits down, which means that he just can't physically move fast, and therefore he's less likely to cause somebody an injury as a result of gripping too quickly, or So
you're saying it could be regulation.
I know. I think they turned it down because of it. Yeah. Oh, we haven't even got. No, I've had a lot of thoughts on that as well. You don't even want to go there. All the ways that we could stop this from becoming a reality in this country. I dread to think. I really do.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that if you like.
The ultimate test will be to have it on Strictly Come Dancing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect.
Who would be Optimus's partner on Strictly?
Oh, yeah, good question.
I can get Robert Llewellyn out and he can have a dance with him, maybe.
I mean, you know, is he going to have a lady partner, or is he going to have a gentleman partner? You just don't know, do you?
I don't know. I did speak to one of the Tesla employees that shall remain nameless, and I said, I keep calling Optimus he. Just I don't know. It just feels more masculine than it does feminine. But he's like, we've actually been told to sort of call it. And I'm like, that doesn't seem to work either. It doesn't seem like in it, because it's, as we said on the video when we discussed meeting Optimus, the thing I found strangely enough was staring into its face. I just said staring into its face, and I think that light surrounding it gives you a slight warm smile. I don't know, just from the bottom light under his chin, because staring into a black circular, Black Mirror sort of dystopian thing, you'd think they'd be a bit creepy, but there's just nothing creepy about it. It's an amazing design.
Creepy if it had backlit eyes and a kind of a mouth made out of lights and stuff. That would that be a bit more creepy?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I guess the more human-like you make it, the more creepy it would be.
Yeah, because that's running into Uncanny Valley.
Well, you've seen some of these really advanced, some of the Chinese and Japanese, synthetic, almost like simulant type thing. Where they are really convincing. We're getting into Blade Runner now, aren't we?
Well, once we get to one of my favorite films is Ex Machina or Ex Machina. I don't know how to say it. One of my favorite films, for the very obvious reason that it's an amazing, film, beautifully filmed, cinematic and stuff. But the robots in it, obviously, not only they're super hot robots, but just the whole idea of just what that film is, it opens up some dystopia as well, doesn't it? At the end, where she actually escapes and just stabs the guy who created her and stuff. But man, when robots are looking like that. This is another conversation, because the human race is already in decline, and if we've got robots that are capable of what she was capable of, man, we're really screwed. it's a bit of a dark topic, isn't it? But that's where things are going to.
That's why I want good robots. I just want good robots.
Good robots. But do we stop the sexy robots though? Does someone say no? Don't let them do that or do that or do that. I don't know. It's a weird one. So, any more thoughts of Optimus before we move? Oh, well, there's one thing I was going to say actually. When you've got together the AI, as we're seeing in Tesla cars at the moment with FSD, and then obviously that's going to eventually be put into Optimus and be able to process information pretty quickly, you might end up with something like this. Are you watching carefully? So this done.
What?
So crazy, isn't it?
We don't need the audio for it, but this is a clip I just stumbled across today. And I think this all happened in less than a blink of an eye.
I mean, I literally blinked and then it was solved. So it was,
but
that's insane.
I'm thinking of the commonalities between a full self-driving car, Optimus, its capabilities are going to be so astoundingly quick. And if you just imagine a grid system looking down on a crossroads, of Teslas one day, they're all autonomous, let's say. What's the maximum speed you could race them up to? Because could they travel at 100, 200 mile an hour in an intersection, and they just know things so fast that it seems like a blur to us, but perfectly slow for a computer system that's as good as this. I mean,
current hardware is limited by its camera frame rate, isn't it? Current Tesla hardware. So it's 48 hertz, I believe, is the latest model, is it? 48 hertz is the latest camera scan speed. So if you look at if you calculate that back through, which I haven't done, by the way, you eventually end up with how fast you can go and realistically be able to stop it safely. Do you see what I mean? Because you've only got so many frames going on. 48 hertz is way faster than human can do it. It's probably about double, actually. Most humans can see can perceive 30 to 40 milliseconds. So yeah, it's still it's way quicker than human. The problem is that it's actually already too fast responding for the rest of the humans on the road. We talked about this the other day, didn't we? About the 67 millisecond crash. This was a post on X, wasn't it? By who's the guy? Edgecase on X.
I can't remember it. My mind's gone blank.
Yeah, I think it's a guy called Edgecase, and his colleague Bilal, who was the guy jumping in front of the car.
Yes, I remember now. Yeah,
and they did one test, and it was 67 milliseconds, and then the next test, the following day was 50 milliseconds was the measured response time of the system.
So he was jumping out in front of the car, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So the measured response was when the car first saw it and then applied the brakes far quicker than any human could have.
Much quicker. So that cube is 100 milliseconds, wasn't it? That was 10 something, 0.1 of a second. So that's 100 milliseconds.
Yeah, what did it say?
So that's So a Tesla can spot a problem and apply the brake and start braking in half the time it's taken to solve that. That's how fast it is.
That's actually insane when you put it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, two things spring to mind. The first thing is this is at the speed of the AGI, artificial general intelligence in the future is going to be thinking at. Yep. Okay, and then so one millisecond of thinking for AGI is just going to be like a lifetime for us, or more than a lifetime, isn't it? And then the second thing to notice is with the Rubik's Cube, it's always the centerpiece that is that particular face of colours, which I knew a long time ago, and I still haven't figured it out.
And you can see, if you look at the speed this is going at, you can actually see the cube edges are starting to peel apart because they're moving it, they're accelerating it so hard.
Wow!
You can see that it's literally about to just fly apart into a pile of bits.
Oh, it's just nuts.
Look at it in the slow mo. See it flexing. See the edges flexing.
Yeah.
When I do a Rubik's Cube, I twist it funny on the corners until it pops apart, and then I can put them all back in the right order.
So it's probably at the limit of the capability of the Rubik's Cube to perform
the
that
physical
quickly.
limits of the cube. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
It looks like it's getting close, doesn't it?
But I thought that was pretty interesting to share.
Good, isn't it?
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, that's super nerdy. Well,
yeah, I know. I thought you like that. But speaking of, artificial intelligence, if you like, well, it's not quite, is it? I did a video today about a subject that you guys brought up in our chat. I think was it Doug who mentioned the Mercedes CLA, which we've discussed before on the show, haven't we? And basically, What Car, the UK magazine and YouTube show, they took 3 electric cars out, a Tesla and an MG, can't remember what it's called, something i5, and a Mercedes CLA. But basically there was a collision. So when the camera car was in front of those 3 cars, and there was a chap in the back of the boot, strapped in, harnessed in, videographer. So it was filming, and he pulled in front of the Mercedes as they were all just doing about 20, 30 miles an hour or something like that on a wet day. But they were quite close together to get the shot. But as the camera car moved in front, and the Mercedes saw the man in the back, it applied a full emergency stop to the Mercedes. So then the Tesla, also applied AEB and just did manage to crunch the back end of the Mercedes. But they had no idea why that had happened, and they're all really surprised. And they put a video out a few days ago explaining the crash, and they certainly sounded like the What Car lawyers had written most of it, just so they don't get in any more trouble, I must say. But it was a real surprise because obviously the Mercedes was triggered because it saw a human, and rather than noticing that the human was not static, it hadn't just walked out, it was actually moving at the same speed as the car in front, the videographer car. You would have thought that wouldn't have happened. But the next layer of problems on top of this, as I've discussed in my video today, is I went through the comment section on their video that What Car have put up. There are so many Mercedes owners saying this happens all the time. One lady, it had happened to 3 times, and then she refused to drive the car. So her husband had to borrow a different car. But when they did take it to the Mercedes dealership, they just said, just change the settings to late avoidance. and then it's
just
been
change the
okay.
settings.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
apparently,
it
but for lots of
won't,
people, that's not the case. They haven't changed the settings, and it still keeps doing it. So
Well,
I wanted to
have you Euro NCAP tested this car yet? Have you
Have what,
Euro
sorry?
NCAP tested this car? Because
I'm not
if the
sure.
settings have been changed, they should retest it and watch it ploughing mannequins down because they've turned it down too much.
Right.
Because in order to pass Euro NCAP, they take a production vehicle and test it.
So would it need retesting?
Well, it's technically what they're doing is turning the settings down to stop it reacting in this way. But my guess is that they've got the settings turned up to allow them to pass if it goes to Euro NCAP, to pass those tests so that it doesn't hit pedestrians.
We have that in our Teslas, though, don't we? Early, medium, or late collision warning.
Yeah, but that's
is that a different thing?
That's just the warning. That's just when it's telling you about it. So it would give you an early warning. The car will take over and do its thing whether it needs to, or whether it tells you about it or not. It's supposed to give you. So there are definite timings that are to pass regulation. So you have to issue a warning to the driver so many seconds before you, 1.4 seconds to be precise, before you apply any kind of deceleration. So you're telling the driver you're going to do something, and then the driver has time to respond, because you can actually break out of these emergency brake events. If you accelerate hard, if you push the accelerator to 100%, turn the steering hard, usually disables the AB system and allows you to continue driving. So if it makes a mistake, you can plant the accelerator and break it out of the emergency brake routine. Yeah. If you don't do anything, the car just takes over and does its thing and stops.
Yeah. Oh, I was under the impression that all the people in the comments had it just come to a complete stop. That seems to have been the case for them, but they hadn't.
But they may not know that if you press the accelerator all the way to the floor, it will break
wouldn't,
out.
Would you? Yeah. No. But it's just to clarify, it does seem it's very different to what phantom braking is, where it'll a Tesla on autopilot, for example.
It's a full stop. And you can see the hazards came on because it's doing a fully AB. It's the 4 hertz brake lights. The 4 hertz brake lights will probably go in. The hazards come on when it stops.
So but then another. Sorry, Graham, go for it.
I've got a question on this. So, if it's recognised a human in the back of the car and use that logic as it needs to stop, what happens if a motorbike pulls out in front of the car, or a cyclist or something like that? Would it then just slam on the brakes because it's noticed another human?
Well, another layer on top of that, imagine if a van pulls in front of it and on the back of the van is a wrap of humans, like there is for delivery vans or lorries or something. That is a real concern to me, especially because it's not measuring the distance between them. It doesn't seem, does it?
Or even those signs on the side of the motorway, the big billboards, the lit up ones. Yeah.
I think when the car pulled in front of it, it didn't need to be quite close to it that triggered it. Yeah. But what was weird is as the lead car pulled in front of the Mercedes, the gap actually widened just slightly, and it was probably 2 seconds before the Mercedes then slammed on the anchors. Yeah. So there's no doubt about it that, judging from all the comments, the sensitivity of this is causing a lot of hazards. There are people that in the comment section that have said we've felt in danger for our lives when this has happened, and no control over it. They don't know that.
You're at extreme risk of being rear-ended, aren't you? Because when it stands on the brakes, because it's not just slowing a few, like as you said, it's not just slowing 10 or 5 or 10 or 15 miles an hour. It's standing on the brakes and doing a full stop event, like it's literally going to stop dead. I love the word for this. There's a great description, and this is what I think this is. I watched this. I watched the CLA thing, the original What Car thing. Actually, the review was great. The review was really good. It was really fair, and I thought that we were having a stream of reviews that were not very good, and they were kind of missing some of the key features in the Model 3 and the Model Y and things that anyway. So I watched this one thinking, it's going to be. Actually, it was really good. It was really fair. They did have a couple of little mistakes, but it's sensor dysphoria because they're using vision and they're using radar.
Right.
That's what the CLA is.
So this is
vision and radar.
The thing that Elon has been banging the drum about for so long. If you've got conflicting information coming in, who do you listen to? If you've got just vision, then you listen to that. But for the Mercedes, then the active braking system uses a fusion of forward-facing radar sensors. Typically behind the the front grille, and stereo multifunction cameras behind the windshield to detect vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, and potential collisions ahead. The system monitors closing speeds, distances, and trajectories, and issues warnings first, then applying partial or full emergency braking if needed. But I don't believe there was any issues warning. Any issuing warnings. And it doesn't appear to have measured the monitoring the closing speeds, does it? Because if it's all this bit in my mind, I'm just not getting over. The human was traveling at the same speed. So why would it think there's a collision coming? If it's got stereo visual cameras, being able to measure that trajectory.
So this also goes to sensors are sensors. This is like, put more LiDAR on it. It'll, but LiDAR is just a sensor. You need software to go with the sensor to determine what's going on. And the more sensors you have, the more software you need to try and decide which one's real and which one isn't. And it clearly it saw the human in the back of a, it's quite an unusual event, admittedly, but it saw the human in the back with an open back of a car. Maybe the human shifted and the car, oh my god, this guy's falling out the back of this car. Oh, I'm going to stand on the brakes. But I also think that it had a bit of a disagreement going on, because the radar would be tracking the vehicle, because the radar can only see the vehicle. The radar can't determine that it's a human. It just sees a large signature in front, and it has a time to impact going on inside the radar system. But the radar would then so the radar probably would flag that there's a vehicle quite close. Although somebody's just said in the comments that there's a vehicle. The vehicle was moving. The Mercedes. It was moving away from the Mercedes at the time when it pulled in, and it's quite clear that it was accelerating away. It was still quite close, and because of these wide-angle lenses, it's hard to tell just how close they were. Usually, they're quite close. Clearly, the camera said, "There's somebody in the road. I need to stop," and took over and stopped the vehicle. When in reality there was no danger.
I also guess it's not really sensing anything at the back to see if there's any.
That's a great point, because I thought if you've got a car very close to it, to the rear, like the Tesla was, there was no consideration for you're going to cause a multiple pileup behind you. So there's no cameras at all at the rear of a Mercedes then?
No, there are cameras, but they're not linked into anything that controls the vehicle.
Backup
camera. Maybe that should be a consideration in the future for all.
We're not talking
cars.
about a single 360 view like we're talking about with Tesla. Tesla's system is watching behind, and if it can brake and do a softer brake, it would most likely do a softer brake because it can still stop. It knows it can still stop. If there's something close behind, it would do a softer brake to stop in the same distance, but not cause so much of a problem from behind. I think in reality, these maneuvers, when you see they're great, these panning shots, I love them. And they must have, the guys are, clearly quite shaken up about it, because they when they do these tracking shots, they sit there and do risk assessments and method statements, and everything's there. And the guy's strapped in the back of the car with a big harness and everything. So he can't fall out. He can't go anywhere. His equipment's probably strapped in as well, so if he drops the camera, it doesn't go out the back of the vehicle. They're professional people. They know how to do this stuff. They're not, it's not daft. It's like when we test stuff, we're always we have to do massive amounts of paperwork before we go and do a test. So I'm sure they did all the due diligence was done, and then they ended up with a collision between two vehicles, which was crazy.
I
think what we've found then is like the Mercedes AEB system has actually caused an accident and not prevented it.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's happened. But the response from Mercedes though was very dismissive. It was just like, this happened. We apologise for any inconvenience. The presenter had also dropped his kid off at the school, and the same situation happened there. The car just slammed on the brakes for no reason. He said that to Mercedes, and they didn't even acknowledge that. So there's something a bit bigger here than I think most people realise. This could be quite a scandal, actually.
I think it didn't retain any data. The car didn't.
That's right. Because unless you have a crash, it doesn't log the data. Exactly. So Mercedes couldn't find the information.
No logs in it about.
Yeah, There's a lot of weirdness going on here. Yeah.
Crash data recorders in industry is fairly recent. It's only the last few years that crash data recorders have become a thing, and they literally record crash data. So that's it. Yeah. So again, I'm sorry, I keep going on about Tesla. I might be a Tesla fanboy, but it records data all the time. Yeah. We've just had an update in the Christmas update that all the data, that the speed, the indicators, whether you're in autopilot, whether you're turning the steering wheel, whether you're on the brakes, the accelerator, is all being logged, and it's all overlaid in the video file so that you can you can see all that data now in the Sentry footage or the dash cam footage that you get from the vehicle. Other cars don't do this stuff. They just don't do it. They don't. They're separate systems. And somebody's just said the camera on the Mercedes, it pops out from under the badge.
Right.
So at low speed, it pops out for doing maneuvers. So the camera's covered up. It's not. The camera's not even looking backwards when unless you specifically ask for it. Maybe you can override it. Yeah. And the radar is only there. The rear radars. There'll be a pair of radars in the rear bumper. They're only looking for overtake warning.
Yeah. So a question for Dave, Ori: rain obstructing cameras and stopping EAP changing lanes. Is FSD different and able to use cameras in this way?
Question: is there rain obstructing cameras and stopping EAP changing lanes? Well, so yes, it does. If it's raining hard enough, you'll get blurring on the image, and EAP stops changing lanes. FSD seems to be doing something else entirely, because I've seen FSD running in absolutely pouring rain, and somehow they're managing to. And this. Well,
you mentioned earlier that the speed of which the cameras are viewing things is quicker than humans. So that means if you're in a snowstorm, let's say, it's looking between the snowdrops. It's not seeing it as we see it. It's looking faster, which is something to I've tried to get my head around.
It's really, I know EAP. My cars. I got FSD before I had before EAP. You could get EAP on hardware 3. So my car will refuse to change lanes when the weather's really bad. And if you look at if you pull the cameras up and have a look, the side images are really, really blurry. But if you look in the comments, there's multiple people saying that FSD is driving in fog, FSD is driving in hardware 3 in the USA, is doing it in the rain all the time. It works. So what you've got to be careful of when you think about this is that the cameras, yes, when you look at the camera as a human, you can't see anything, and it's all blurry and horrible. But the neural network is able to pick through that from its 100 years of driver training data that it's been trained on. It can see, and it's not using filtered camera images; it's using raw sensor data straight from the image sensor. So it has this uncanny ability of being able to find lane lines when you can't see them, and looking through blurry images when you can't see anything, and it will make sense of what's going on. It's really bizarre.
Exactly. And going back to my
incredible,
my idea of the very traveling far faster than humans, you wouldn't need lights at crossings. They would thread between each other perfectly. Yeah, that's it. It's a terrifying idea, but there's no reason that's not going to happen when computers are in control of it. There's lots of different comments. I've not been keeping up with them, but generally, hello to everyone who said hi. There's a lot of love for your jacket, Graham. Just lots of people.
Just get the flashing lights on camera. Just about to see that.
Yeah. I daren't change it to just you, because I'm gonna. I'll try it. I'll do. There you go.
Oh, look at that! It's a beauty. Yeah, nice.
Look at that. And we're still back. That's good. But talking of Christmas updates, then I've just got my Christmas update today in the car. The only time I've had is just a quick look around Santa mode, which we've now got Optimus driving what I think is a sort of Model Y hybrid. If you look at that light bar at the front lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a Y, isn't it? But I've got to say that the graphics of this are astonishing. It's so clear. It's really remarkable. And I'm yet to find out what it's like on the road and how it sees people now. But I believe that there's more elves and Christmas things that are going to be picked out. But have you guys had a play around with any of your Christmas holiday updates yet? And do you have anything to say about them?
No, I think mine came through today, but I've been busy wrapping presents, so I haven't been out there to have a look yet.
Yeah. I see you've already got an Optimus behind you, Graham.
I have, yeah.
But it's an early Christmas present.
No, I got he arrived earlier in the year. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
yeah. I think Dave's got the Christmas one with the.
I've got
the
the Christmas
jumper.
Optimus edition.
Yeah.
He's
there
playing,
he is. Yeah.
He's playing Nintendo Game and Watch Donkey Kong at the moment.
Oh, I love that. I had that one.
And he seems a little bit out of scale with the popcorn packet that Optimus handed me at the weekend because it's purely huge. Yeah.
Oh, I've got one regret from going to that event and meeting Optimus. Is when I was looking at the
deposit down.
Well, yeah. Well, two regrets.
Not being able to.
For sort of viewing that flipping car that was being drawn on by all those children. That was weird. I'm not comfortable with that at all. I didn't like it. It has. I'm like, what are you going to do? Just clean it off and just sell it to some person? It's I don't know. Yeah, I guess it can be cleaned, whatever. But the other thing I regretted was playing with the Cybertruck spinning on the magnet with the lights and stuff. Did you see that? And I've never seen one up close. I thought, oh, that's amazing. And then I found out it's 220 quid. That's a lot, isn't it?
Ouch.
It's amazing. It lights up and it's floating and it spins and stuff. But yeah, but I wish I'd have bought one now. That would have been an awesome Christmas present.
So Tesla have just released a patent for the new sun reflecting camera.
Where are you looking, Dave?
Camera sets. Check out Not a Tesla app. Sun reflecting camera. A bit further down. Sorry. Yeah. 3 down from that. Tesla
I'm sorry. There we go.
A patent for a new sun reflecting camera. I think the way they handle sun is really cool already. Right from hardware 3. If you look at if you take a dash cam snap and watch the video from your cameras, the sun is like if you point a normal camera at the sun, it just washes out the camera and the auto exposure goes nuts, and you get a really bad, you can't see anything. Somehow they manage to, because they're manipulating center data, you just get a blob, and then the rest of the image is almost completely clear. It's really strange. It's like it's spot exposure for just for that one area of the camera, and then it's really hard to blind a Tesla's cameras.
These are relatively ordinary cameras, aren't they? That Tesla has programmed for like depth perception and speed and interpreting the world around it, as well as cutting out glare, as well as seeing in the dark, etc., etc. It's just mind blowing what they've just done with a simple camera.
Yep,
and it's mind blowing.
There we go.
I can work out. Look at that. Someone's just suggested they go to Not a Tesla app, and this is what we're looking at. Tesla patent. Someone tell me how to say it.
Camera patent.
Patent reveals microcone camera housing with active glare control.
Yeah.
Okay. We can't click into it to have a look, but
hang on. So, are we talking of a proprietary camera here from Tesla now?
Camera housing,
camera housing, standard camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the material has changed on the camera housing. You know, the bit underneath the camera. Because in my early car, it had like a really fine lint, like coating, which is supposed to get rid of reflections and things. So this looks like this is a new thing, a new camera housing thing that will reduce reflections even further.
You know what I'm seeing here, guys? That top right image. If you look really closely, that's the future Starship production that's going to happen. That's all I'm seeing from this technical picture.
Yeah.
This is Starbase.
It's how many they need for the predicted launch cadence of Starship.
Yeah, and you joke, but you know it's coming.
So at the bottom, the bottom image shows the 216. It shows the 3 cutouts for the cameras. Even though there's only 2 cameras now, isn't there? Hardware 4. But this is the cover that goes under the cameras. So it's the bit that goes on. And it must be a new way of not getting reflections. That's cool. That's really cool.
I'm glad it does something for you. That's good. I think I need to
to
understand it.
I'm doing a big raise rubbing my knees now, because there's all the technology.
Is it somewhat replicating what a human eye does?
Yeah.
Because human eyes have got cones in, right?
Oh,
no, now we go.
We're a bit deep now. Let me read this. Microcones in the camera to reduce glare, like acoustic sound deadening. Oh, shaped to reduce sound glare. First principles in action again. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's like an
I tell you
anechoic cell,
why.
isn't it? Yeah.
Because one of my eyes, I've got a dodgy cone in it, and so it lets in more light, and I see less color from that eye.
Mhm.
So applying the same principle, they're using cones then to ensure
Eliminate.
that you can eliminate that glare.
Yeah.
And have a much more precise image.
Yeah,
Wow.
amazing. Well,
Like
thank you
quantum
to
dancers, like black velvet. I'm thinking of a drink now.
yeah, nice. Yeah, thank you, RC Tech Look 42069 for getting us to check that out. So
That's fab. Lovely.
I've learned something today. I can quickly maneuver into a direction that I didn't know I was going. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? In the future, by the way, Optimus is going to be behind us all, bringing us tea and hoovering up in the background. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Do we have any more questions in the chat? Have you noticed any on the way, guys?
No, right. Maybe we should get back on track. I don't know. Yeah.
There was no track. I think I've
How's the
finished
list?
my track. Oh, well, my
finished?
little list. Well, not really. I've got a few.
There were some great. There were some comments about
going.
Test rides in Germany. There were some great comments about test rides
in
Germany.
Thomas Sig did a short FSD test in Denmark. Posted the YouTube posted the video on YouTube, and I'm very impressed. But that was in daylight and dry weather. How do you view how do you view FSD now, and when it hits EU weather, will it hold up? Well, I mentioned earlier that I spotted Zach and Jess's video on their Now You Know episode a couple of days ago in the snow. I mean, it was there was ice, there was snow, it was wet, and it handled everything brilliantly. The drive was practically flawless. I think there was one or two little takeovers that they had, but they're pushing it. They were deliberately driving off the main roads and onto snowy roads to test it. So we sort of spoke about the rain earlier, didn't we? Anything else to add to that?
Do you know what I want to see? When you get like a whiteout situation, everywhere's covered in snow and the snow's coming down, you can't tell the difference between the ground and the sky. I want to see how Tesla visualizes the world around it at that point. How will it interpret that situation?
I'm guessing at some point you're just going to have to stop.
Well, yeah.
We just the trouble is that I don't know. I think this is a human thing. I think about this a lot, which is kind of crazy, but I do consider it a lot. Is that we're now talking about vehicles that respond much quicker than humans do. We're talking about safety systems that will respond and do things very quickly, and sometimes when they shouldn't, like we talked about with the Mercedes thing. So much it offered cones to Mercedes. You naughty person. But is it at some point humans will become afraid of it because it's so responsive and it's much better than they are? And we then have this human thing where you're going to have to admit that the car drives better than you do, and when the car drives, it's significantly safer than you are. And I've long speculated that if you're when this settles down and the reality and the data starts to speak, I mean, apparently 7 billion miles of driving safety data isn't enough yet to convince certain people that it's good. And yes, I'm being facetious, but I mean, how much data do you need, and how many? There are robotaxis going around. There's Model Ys driving around Austin right now with nobody in them.
Yes, of course. How quickly the news cycle moves. That seems to be such a long time ago, but it's just earlier in the week where we just saw Tesla Model Ys for the first time with no occupants inside driving around Austin.
It's incredible. It appears to work really well. And there is refinement going on, and things are definitely getting better. They don't seem to be going the other way and getting worse. And I'm dying to get in one. I need to get in one. I'm literally going to jump on a train and head out to Germany or France or something. Just get in.
We should have got Matt in here with one of our friends, because he's the only one of us that's actually been in a robotaxi. He's been in a Tesla Model Y robotaxi in Austin and had a ride. I was going to say, I was having a bit of a not an argument, but a discussion with someone in the comments. When I say, like, it appears that autonomy has been solved, I would think that the watching a robo-taxi with no occupants inside driving around Austin, that's sort of a clue to that they pretty much have solved autonomy. But he was, whoever this person was saying, no, you need to see millions of autonomous cars before you can admit that Tesla have solved autonomy. I don't know. I don't know about that one. How long is it going to take? I mean, give me that number then. I mean, do you think they've solved autonomy? Yes or no? That's a hard question.
Well, I think they've solved the path to it.
Yeah. How do you define it, really? How do you define it?
Well, I'd say an unoccupied car driving around somewhere.
Yeah.
Because, of course, people still bring up edge cases. Oh, it didn't change lane here, or it did this and it shouldn't have done that. But, I mean, even I think the point would be it's making like orders of magnitude fewer mistakes than humans. And so I don't think you can ever attain perfection. You can get very, very close to that, I think. And there'll always be some edge case that will come up.
I think we'll see when we first are witness to a serious accident, someone dies perhaps, and it's because they've been hit by a robotaxi. I mean, it will happen at some point because physics and other drivers. If a robotaxi gets hit and it smashes into somebody, or they get killed or whatever, it's going to come. It's just, I hope, well, I know this won't be the case, but I hope people weigh up the, what's the word I'm looking for? They weigh up the possibility that just because FSD has been involved in an accident and perhaps someone has died from it, doesn't take away the fact that human drivers are, catastrophic. I can't think of my words. Excuse me. They're obviously way more.
I think humans are way more susceptible to making mistakes and causing accidents. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a long day. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And when we see a robotaxi get involved in an accident, it's going to be front page news around the world, isn't it? And we're all just going to be like, well, yes, it's going to happen. Oh, well, you did. Yeah, Dave actually.
First time seeing a Waymo. First time. It was like I was suddenly aware of the inside line of the A40 just stopping. And really, I mean, I was quite far back because I was chilling out, driving, absorbing the chaos that is London traffic. And lo and behold, there's a Waymo that's done the right thing, actually. And it may have been, I suspect it was being trained, therefore being driven by a safety driver. But it had stopped at the front of a queue because there was a bin lorry and a car coming down a really narrow side street. And everybody else was bunched up too close behind. So, by the time it got to me, about 5 cars back, it was stopping very quickly. I think, I mean, the thing is that there's the question about insurance comes up, doesn't it? That is that when it's fully unsupervised, it will be Tesla's insurance that's paying out for these drive sessions. I still think there'll come a time when for you to drive as a human will be considerably more expensive than allowing your robot to do it, because the robot will prove itself to be significantly safer.
It's just a matter of time.
I think that's coming.
Yeah.
So somebody's just said that. Caroline Tyler's just said exactly that in the comments. Apologies, you beat me to it. There was another comment about it's a little bit further back. Well, hi to Australia, Queensland. Brilliant.
Hello.
Look at that. Somebody's watching us in Australia. Well,
that's weird, isn't it? It's weird that anyone's watching it at all. Well, there's 42 people watching this live, and then it goes out into the ether, and then more people watch it.
Go to the comments a little bit more. There's something else back up there. Well,
can you? You can't see them. I can't go up them and you see them though. Can I?
Comments.
Can you?
A bit further back up.
I'm looking for.
Scroll. I don't touch it. Well, it might break. Does Tesla identify motorcycles versus cars to avoid earlier runover mistakes based on distance between tail? So it's not using distance between taillights. It's really the neural net way of monitoring things is really, really bizarre. And in fact, all Teslas now, if you get on the visualization, not when you're driving, but if you're a passenger, get the visualization full screen. If you've got a Ryzen card, you can do that and start looking for motorcycles, FSD spots, all of them before you do.
Oh yeah,
because most of them are they're in your blind spots and you can't see them at the back corners of the cars, and it's spotted them and they're on the visual. If you spin the view round 180 degrees, it picks up bikes way before you can as a human.
I saw a clip
coming from behind.
I saw a clip with someone that was on FSD, which I can remember who it was, but their car shifted them across a bit. They didn't know why. Then a motorbike just went just behind them. I'm like, yeah, if you're a motorcyclist, you would want lots of Teslas.
Yeah, the training data is based on human behavior and the behavior of bikes and the way bikes. So the neural net is consciously aware of how bikes behave differently to cars. And even in our cronky old nerfed version of autopilot over here, we're using that same code internally. So that identification and tagging of bikes, etc., is fabulous. It is really, really good.
Yeah. This is an interesting one as well. FSD works by mimicking human response to data that is in video form. It will do whatever the preponderance of, is that the right word? Preponderance, of observed reaction to an input is. Everything seen or experienced among drivers. It does. Exactly.
Good drivers.
Good drivers, yeah. The best ones. I said hello to you guys in Australia. That's so cool. Love the channel. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Damon. Cheers, buddy. Thanks.
But his name's not Bruce.
Yeah.
Sorry, Monty Python moment.
I was going on Bruce the Shark.
G'day, Bruce.
Bruce, it's your car.
Yes,
what do you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, Bruce,
Bruce the car. Yes, of course.
That's why my car was called Bruce, because it sort of said Blue Ocean on the back, and my kids at the time were watching Finding Nemo. Oh, it's a long story, but we got there. Oh, you must know Ryan if you're in Australia then.
It's a little tiny country, and everybody
tiny
knows
island. I'll get over there one day. It's still so peculiar just knowing that me and Ryan Cowan have got exactly the same car, and his is just driving himself and his family on FSD, and mine sat in my driveway just being dumb.
Don't go there.
Right-hand drive as well.
Exactly. But hopefully they're gathering all the data for us from a right-hand drive market, and then they'll have billions of miles of data just to go, here you go, UK. That's what I'm hoping.
Do you think we're going to get V14 first, though, Will? Because they're on 13, aren't they?
Do you think they'll be on V15 by the time we get FSD in the UK?
Oh, I think it'll be 2036 before we get FSD at the minute.
I've never. The roller coaster of Tesla share price is easier to follow than mine and Dave's optimism and pessimism towards FSD in the UK. And I get why.
There's more ups and downs than the Tesla stock price with our FSD.
But there have been occasions where we've been led to believe something based on some sort of secret news that's been secretly cancelled, and then we were invited to something and then not. And there's a lot that's gone on behind the scenes that we can't really discuss. But the hope really was there. Everyone thought we'd be getting these demo drives in the UK as well, and then then someone pulled a rug. But then to give some more, positivity, there's not many people watching that will watch this, but we have been told some sort of optimistic news, haven't we? From Tesla UK. That's sort of all I can say. But they're not sort of crying in the corner about FSD.
Optimus is currently trying to get his driving test date, but apparently he's not found the workaround that allows him to get an early one by paying a cash thing and. But then, full
WhatsApp group he can go on. And
sorry, Damon, I know. Surely you know the sketch. That what do you mean your name's not Bruce? What can't you change your name to Bruce and make it a lot easier?
Cool.
I know. Sorry, Damon, enough of the Aussie jokes.
Nice to see positivity re FSD. In the US, there is too much negativity. Closed-minded haters. I think that's just a human thing. So they're everywhere. I don't know. It's a shame because this tech is life-changing, not to mention life-saving. We're going to be facing the same old thing. I mean, there's still plenty of people that think EVs will never take off. I mean, what do you want about? There's going to be a certain proportion of society that will just have to die with their bad ideas. That's, I think, as Elon once put it.
I think a lot of people look at rules and regulations and say it's just not possible because of the law. And who's going to insure the car, et cetera, not realizing that Tesla will be working in the background and trying to push to get laws changed, and so will other manufacturers, I'd hope, all aiming for the same thing, to try and make the roads safer. So the current law structure is probably outdated anyway for the technology that's now available. And I think you've seen like in the States, there's like a 2,500 car limit, isn't there, on in cities and things. And again, these are laws that will invariably be changed.
Well, we're certainly hoping for that because with the autonomous vehicles in America, no company is allowed to build more than 2,500 of them. So I assume Tesla are fully aware of this information before they're ramping up their Cybercab production.
And
but I've noticed some people clinging on to that idea as the reason that Cybercabs will be built with a steering wheel and pedals, because that will allow them to get over that rule, and then people will be able to take off the pedals and wheels. I don't know whether you want to open that big can of worms again. Do you? In fact, here was an early question about the Cybercab. So let's go back to the Cybercab a bit. If you're still there, what is the likelihood that there will be a Golf GTI equivalent size style hatchback from the Tesla stable? Now, who wants to take? I'm happy to talk, but one of you guys take it.
I really want one, but I think it's unlikely. And I think that if they did have one, it would be on the same production, I don't want to call it a line anymore, production facility as the Cybercab, maybe call it a cybercar. But I think we know that Elon Musk cancelled that project.
It's Project NV91. That was going to be the hatchback that would be built on the same platform as the Cybercab. But it was indeed cancelled, as Reuters broke at the time, and there was a bit of a confusion about what exactly was cancelled, because Tesla and Franz von Holzhausen said, the chief designer of Teslas, said at the time that it's not. I can't quite remember how I said it. It's not quite cancelled. There is still more affordable models coming, and then they have turned out to be more affordable Model Ys and Model 3s. By the way, bang on the money. I was saying that at the time. So slight bit of credibility for me on that one.
I'm leaving a little glimmer of hope open that they are trying to put us off the scent of a cheaper hatchback car coming based on the production that the Cybercab's being built on. Because I don't want to Osborne the new Model Y and Model 3 standard. So I've still got that little glimmer in my mind, and I think Farzad's keeping that alive for me as well, that something might come out from that. But
I've never wanted to be wrong more.
All the reasoning behind it that you're going to go through will say otherwise. So
I know,
and it's all logical reasoning as well.
Yeah, I just go through what Elon Musk has said. I mean, he at the time, there was the idea to make another smaller, manually controlled Tesla, but Elon decided to cancel it and go all in on autonomy. And if these Cybercabs are going to be sold to consumers as well, then you can actually buy yourself a fully autonomous car. And if FSD, all these puzzle pieces come together at the same time, there will be no need. And the new future will be buying an autonomous car or summoning a taxi to your door, whether it be a Model Y if you need more seats, or whether it be a Cybercab.
Do you think?
I just really hope I'm wrong. I do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for the value. Okay, if we're taking from like a stock market valuation point, do you think if Tesla came out and said we've solved autonomy, here's the evidence, but there's this kind of lag between that point and legally getting as many cars they can on the road? Would the stock price be underperforming, be about where it is now, be overperforming? Or if they came out and said, here's a cyber car and it's $25,000 and it's got 300 miles of range and it's awesome and it's got FSD computers in it like all their other cars, would the share price then go through, would it go to the moon?
Yes, I believe it would. I think any analyst that's looking at the company would just love to tick that little box in their spreadsheet that says, oh, look, they've got an even cheaper car, something I can actually look at and go, well, if they make millions of those a year, it's going to go up. But Tesla's not aiming to please those sorts of people. And it's not thinking about the stock in that sort of sense. It's thinking so far ahead with autonomy, Cybercabs and Optimus and that, whole autonomous future that the people who want that are just stuck in the past of what they think a car company should be. Tesla is not a car company, and the stocks price today, it's so irrational. But I get it's insane for a valuation for a car company. But there's no other company with the capabilities and the manufacturing prowess of Tesla that can actually make all these things come true. And they can actually make a Cybercab run off a production line at every 10 seconds, or in the future every 5 seconds. I mean, there's just no other company that's going to be doing this. And then being able to knock out this many robots as well, and have the same technology to insert into Optimus, as we saw from that little video clip of a Cybercab turning into an Optimus. There's just no company like it.
So here's the thing. Somebody's just mentioned. Am I correct? It's Joe Olf. Yes, Caroline. Thank you.
Yeah. So give us a thumbs up, people. Do we need to ask people to do stuff? No, just listen. Sorry, carry on, Dave.
So there's two up from that. There's am I correct that 2026 has laws for fully automated driving, but not supervised? Yes. So we could see FSD before supervised. I actually think.
Oh yes, I see. Yeah.
That we might just skip unsupervised completely. I actually think we'll just get straight to supervised, and it will all be running under Tesla's insurance, and it will all be fully autonomous vehicles that are completely unsupervised in this country.
So this is because the Autonomous Vehicles Act is coming in sooner, which allows people like Waymo and Wave to produce, to operate cars for commercial use. So in theory, Tesla could produce robo-taxis under their operation and be allowed to work in the UK in 2026.
I guess, but I also think that for private individuals like us who have Teslas and we've got FSD, that we'll just go straight to supervised, because there's too many little niggly modifications that need to be done to make unsupervised work under the current regulation.
Just to correct you there, did you mean to say go straight to unsupervised?
Yeah, in normal Teslas, not Cybercabs or any of that stuff. I mean, FSD people in general. I think that's what the question was. Is that what the question was?
Can't remember.
I think that's what it meant. Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of everything on the side here, as well as think.
Yeah, it's flashing by, and we're trying to think and answer.
Yeah, but it's really nice. Thanks everyone for getting involved. It's really lovely, isn't it? Good chat. Thank you. I'll just bring this up. Don't know what I was going to say. With constant updates and improvements on hardware and cameras with cones, etc., how will anyone ever keep up without having to buy a new vehicle every year? How will anyone ever keep?
So my 6-year-old car is still getting updates.
Yeah, the cars that are being produced by legacy manufacturers, I think the implication is that they'll be outdated in a year.
Yeah. I had a grand total of 0 updates on my wife's BMW i3 that was 8 years old. 0.
How many?
0. No updates at all. Absolutely nothing.
And potentially, I think with the discussions we had earlier about the Mercedes CLA and it not seeing out the back and it causing an accident rather than preventing one, is that car lacking hardware that can prevent and shouldn't have, that shouldn't have caused that accident and should have been looking behind it?
If this follows the typical legacy thing, they don't make the hardware.
No,
somebody else makes it. Maybe Continental or Bosch or somebody makes that hardware.
But you think though, like Continental or Bosch would say, guys, Mercedes, you do realize you've got to have 360 vision on this, because there's going to be stuff coming from all angles.
Yeah, it's really weird, because it doesn't. This stuff is really, it's difficult. And when you buy a Tesla, you're getting a really, really immensely high spec inference engine water cooled computer under the dashboard that all the vision is linked to it and everything can be processed on that single unit. When you get a cheap off the shelf, even with a fusion of camera and radar, it's a cheap mass produced thing with a it does have a fairly pokey bit of hardware, and some of the newer ones have better hardware because it has to, the vision side has to obviously be able to label stuff and understand what's going on a bit more, but it's still nowhere near what's going even in a hardware 3 car. It's not even close.
I think it's going to be difficult for like car testers like What Car to really understand and appreciate the differences and nuances between these cars they're testing, if they're going to start testing autonomous capabilities, even if it's just braking, and they need to really begin to understand what's gone into that car in order for it to behave in the way it's behaving, and it's becoming like a another level of I don't know what the right word for this is, another layer of technology that really requires a deep dive, and something that perhaps wouldn't be specifically interesting to the customer. They just want to get in the car and drive it, but kind of that's really not the point, is it? We need to ensure that the cars that are being sold are going to be the safest versions of those cars on the road, and that's kind of a critical point about these cars. It's not about how snappy a user interface is in the car.
No.
It's got a really good computer. Look, it can whiz the map around the screen.
No, we're talking about the hardware underneath that does all the work.
Yeah.
It is. It's really they do work really hard. So we all talk about holiday update. Tesla people, we always get excited about holiday update. The Intel for a 6-year-old car, the Intel update was really, really good. There was loads of stuff in it, and okay, it didn't get all the things that Hardware 4 and Ryzen cars got, but they still go back, and in about 2 or 3 months, we'll probably get a few more of those features will come through. If it's physically possible, they will do it. I've noticed things that Hardware 4 is doing, that dash cam records the front cameras pointing forwards as well. Whereas even Ryzen Hardware 3 cars don't do that. So if it's physically possible, they are still going back and recoding for earlier Intel cars. And okay, if you've got a 10-year-old Model S, maybe you're going to say something else now. It's like you're struggling for updates. But 10-year-old car, when do you stop updating cars? I mean, currently anything else you buy doesn't get enough updates, does it? It doesn't. They're not even over the air or anything. It's just like,
I think I had a BMW 3 Series that stopped updating after it's 3 years old.
It seems prehistoric now, doesn't it? Just to consider that's what cars used to do. Stevek says, I am waiting for unrestricted or unsupervised FSD to be available before purchasing my next car. I do not want the rug to be pulled by a light version for, say, Hardware 4, but full AI5. Any of you waiting? I'm just going to mention this V14 Lite. Is it V14 Lite or Hardware 4 Lite? No, V14 Lite for Hardware 3 vehicles. Is that something that that you guys are thinking much about? Well, what do you think the chances are that Hardware 3 vehicles, when they receive a sort of light version,
working on it? Ashok says they're working on it right now.
Yeah,
Hardware 3 Lite. So it's V14 Lite for Hardware 3. I believe, have I got that right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. If you think about that commercially, it makes a huge amount of sense, because there are a lot of hardware. The last thing Tesla want to be doing is pulling computers and upgrading all the people who bought FSD and have Hardware 3 cars. They're going to want to do that.
Yeah.
It would be fairly nuts, and therefore I think they're going to work really hard on it. And given what we've been seeing with file sizes of Hardware 3 and Hardware 4 and the comparisons between them, whatever they've managed to figure out recently, and in the last 6 months-ish, the file sizes for the AP computers have dropped dramatically, and they figured out how to make the exact same functionality 6 times smaller in the AP computer, and I can't see any difference. I can't feel any difference between Hardware 3 cars after that update. I didn't notice any difference at all. Hardware 4, I don't know. I didn't have Hardware 4 at the time when those updates were happening. It's Hardware 4 is definitely more responsive. I said twitchy to start with. It's just more responsive.
What would you think would be the difference between version 14 and version 14 Lite? What would define that?
I guess it won't be quite so smooth. It won't have the same number of their parameters, aren't they? It won't have the same number of parameters. It will be like a lower resolution version of V14, if that makes sense.
So probably would never get to unsupervised.
Possibly.
Yeah, but a very capable supervised system.
There's a simple a really capable system that's supervised. Mainly because the cameras are just I've been driving my hardware 4 car more at night recently, and the cameras are so much better in hardware 4, like leaps and bounds ahead of what's in hardware 3. So I think they'll struggle with that. Hardware 3 still. Sometimes I'm up the motorway in the dark and the wet. In fact, I was out in it Monday, and I was coming back up the motorway in the dark and the wet, and it was in autopilot. It was still finding lane lines. The rain was throwing it down. I don't know how it was finding the lanes, but it did.
It's fun challenging, isn't it?
I just can't believe it.
I'm going to throw you the wildest curveball. You won't see this.
Go on.
I just want to talk about this. Tesla sells the robo-van. People will buy full RV conversions with beds, kitchens, and washrooms, basically on wheels, with endless possibilities. Let me even get rid of the comments so we can all just see those pictures.
Oh, I love that. I love the red.
Look at it. Yeah. It looks flipping amazing. And when this is autonomous, can you imagine just going to America and just hiring one of these for a month?
Wow. Yeah.
Just wow. I just wanted to throw that in for no reason. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It
looks like the inside of a spaceship, doesn't it? Like
it
full on luxury sci-fi. Spaceship.
And it's a shame I didn't capture the comments underneath this, because I remember just most of it was just hate for this first photo where like the ground clearance isn't going to allow that. It's like shut up. So, it can go up, can't it? Bit of air suspension, no doubt. I think they'll think of that if they can think of this. Just incredible. This really floats my boat.
Opens up opportunities, doesn't it? Because if you had this as like a camper van or a motorhome, right, and you think, okay, I'm going to drive up to Scotland, 400 or 500 miles, if it's capable of going that far, you could just effectively think, do you know what? I'm just going to get in at 10:30 at night, set it off, put myself to bed, and wake up in Scotland the next morning.
Yeah, a beautiful destination. This of course is. There were so many images at the time when the Cybercab first came out that Tesla did reveal as well. Sorry, I said Cybercab. I meant Robovan, if you will. There were so many images of this with different scenarios, all AI generated, I suppose. But one was of a wedding car, with the bride and groom getting out. Another was, I think it was like a food van. I was thinking for my son Frankie, for his pizza career, because he's talking about that already, getting a van and going to Glastonbury and providing pizzas. But one of these be perfect for it.
I'm looking at a picture of the bed, and you're saying, it's a wedding car.
yeah, that would do the job.
I love it. Yeah,
the sofa would do the job. To be fair, So I thought that was great. I just wanted to throw that in there because I want to actually make a video about this, because the idea of
just run riot with it.
When you've got the idea of small homes, small houses, and minimalist lifestyles and stuff. Just
the whole thing.
Let's say you're a single guy, and you just get yourself in one of those and just go and travel the world, and you've got an office, a home, a kitchen, everything you need. This opens up opportunities for
tiny house. For
young people on another level, because you could literally live in it and
struggling
travel
to
around
get on the property
and
struggling
work,
to get on the property ladder.
I mean, you obviously have Starlink communication built in. As we found out last week, they've got a patent that's going to allow Starlink communication through the roofs of Teslas now, in the glass itself, which is pretty incredible too. I've just noticed the time though, guys. An hour and 25 minutes we're into this. No, we've done really well. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we call it a day? In fact, I want to just play something as we round up. This is released today. So Simon of X Light Shows has put together the UK version of the Christmas light show, which a few of us attended, didn't we? You couldn't make it, could you, Graham?
No.
But you're at home with a migraine, having a nice time instead. That's rubbish.
That is incredible.
Instead of standing out in the cold, and
I have to get to one of those light shows because I've never been.
It wasn't good.
It was good. And we Yeah, we played the show twice, and the second time we could just walk amongst the cars. And what I found funny was walking between the lines here, and obviously all the car windows are dropped down and the music's blasting. You could tell the higher spec ones, the performance ones, just because the bass was booming through it. It's really good. Yeah, it was like proper party atmosphere as people were walking between them. And the event at Silverstone that they put on, this lap of lights thing, was really cool too. But they had like loads of food trucks and everything, and didn't have any robo vans serving it, but just normal diesel trucks and stuff. But it was amazing, and as usual, it just brings the Tesla community together. There was people that had travelled from Belgium, which I knew from when I went over there. They'd come across on the Channel Tunnel that day in a beautiful purple Tesla.
There were from all over. There were people from all over.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, this was that was the lap of lights bit, but a lovely event. And
there's a couple of comments I want to mention. Somebody says we have a second-hand Model 3 Performance from 2019. We love our car. I love my 2019 Model 3 Performance too. When I got my Hardware 4 car, I was supposed to sell my Hardware 3, my 2019 Performance. I can't sell it. It's too good. And honestly, I don't know what you'd buy for the money to have more fun than a 2019 Model 3 Performance. It's a great car. I love it to bits. So put some brake pads in it, get some fluid in it, some decent .5 fluid or .4, and maybe some mountain pass performance anti-roll bars, and get yourself on track with it, and you'll have so much fun. It's just a crazy thing.
Do what Richard Simmons did as well. He changed his suspension to the Highland suspension, so he's got nice shocks on there. So
or you could go. Yeah, that's the other way, isn't it? That's comfort mode rather than track mode. And Caroline Tyler's also talking about her second-hand Model 3 from 2019 Hardware 3. Still feels like driving the future. They do.
Yeah.
They don't feel old. They're great. I love.
Yeah, cool. And I want to say thank you and wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I want to say that too. I'll wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and thanks.
Indeed.
Thanks so much.
Have any of you noticed that I seem to have set up my my lights wrong here? It doesn't say Noel.
It says Elon. Nice.
I've set it up wrong, haven't I? I got that.
I didn't spot that. Nice little Easter egg for us. I've got no Easter eggs behind me apart from a Brussels sprout that you might have noticed.
Oh,
he's everywhere.
Optimus has got a piece of coal in the background here, actually. So
it's fell off now.
It's got a lovely bow on it.
He's been there for the past few videos. Yeah. You can tell it's Christmas when the sprouts come out, can't you?
Brilliant.
You can stay there. Anyway, well,
cool.
Let's wrap it up. Thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate you being there, and I think we've covered all sorts of Christmassy Tesla stories, haven't we? So, guys, if you want to go and follow Graham Cobb on X, that's where you'll find him. How's your YouTube channel coming along?
I've only done about 8 videos, I think. So I'll be pumping out more videos in the new year.
Good. Let's collaborate some more. But good luck on that journey.
Thanks.
I think I'm about to hit 420 videos probably next week. I know, it's nuts.
That number's significant for some reason, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of need to do like 2/3 of a video, so you got 420.69. Yeah.
I do. I'll try and make that one very short, a little longer. And of course, go and follow Dave Dewson as well. You're on X, aren't you? And I don't know how to end it really. I've not got my Patreon sheet. I forgot to put my Patreon thing up here. But thank you all my patrons. If you want to go ahead to there and join us there, we do. I've got loads of extra content and extra videos and stuff. So really appreciate that. So that'll do. I'm Will. This is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you, patrons. Thanks for watching. Bye for now and Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
See ya.